Hello, sis. Welcome to day one of Single on Purpose 90 Days of Reflections. For the next 90 days, I'll be reading excerpts from my upcoming book, Single on Purpose, and sharing short, powerful nuggets to encourage you, challenge you, and remind you that you are not forgotten. This isn't about fixing your singleness, it's about fueling your faith. It's about becoming the woman who is rooted, healed, whole, and ready, whether the ring comes or not. And I'm inviting you to walk with me every step of the way. Today, I am kicking off this journey with a very personal selection. It's written for women like you, strong, gifted, God loving, and maybe at times a little heart weary. John 15:5 says, I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. I've sat with so many strong, beautiful, gifted women of faith, women who love God, lead well, and long for real love. And I can't count how often I've heard them say something like this. I saw the red flags. I just ignored them. They didn't miss the signs. They didn't lack discernment. They knew, but still moved forward. Not because they were reckless or unaware, but because something in them hoped it would get better. Has that ever been you? Or they feared nothing better would come. Has that been you? That truth has echoed in my spirit, not with judgment, but with deep compassion. I've come to realize this. When we aren't rooted in the vine, when God isn't our source, we stop trusting his voice and start trusting our feelings. We silence the warning sign. We override the Holy Spirit. We try to make things work that were never meant to work. But Jesus was clear. I am the vine. You are the branches. If you remain in me, you will bear much fruit. That includes the fruit of wisdom, clarity, identity, and peace, and even marriage. When we're connected to him, we don't have to second guess red flags, force love, or beg to be chosen. We begin to trust that God's no is just as protective as his yes. You can look back over your life and recognize that some of God's no's, even at the time you thought, why God? Why are you saying no again? You realize how protective it was. And that's the heartbeat of my book, Single on Purpose. It's not just about waiting for the right man. It's about returning to the right source. True wholeness isn't found in striving, it flows from abiding. So if you want to choose differently, abide. Let him be your source. Heal in God, grow in him, love from him. When you are rooted in God, red flags don't just wave, they wound less because your hope is no longer in a man, it's in your maker. And the wholeness you cultivate in God today, that's what prepares you to welcome the love he's designed for you tomorrow, if that's his plan. So, what's the nugget of the day? That line, when we aren't rooted in the vine, we stop trusting his voice and start trusting our feelings, is what changed everything for me. So many of us, including me, aren't struggling because we didn't know better. We don't know better now. We're struggling because we've been disconnected from the one who is better. When God became my source, red flags became confirmation, not confusion. And healing isn't just a goal, it's a fruit of abiding. And when you are healed, you see clearly, and only he can heal you. So again, We have to abide in the source. So, if this resonated with you, if you've ever said, I saw the red flags, but I want to personally invite you to follow along for the next 89 days. The book's going to be out sooner than that, but still, we're going to keep going. There's so much ahead. And if you want to be the first to know when the book drops, shoot me a DM that says rooted, and I'll make sure you're on the list. Tag a sister who needs this. We're going to talk about so many different things, not just red flags. In fact, we don't get to that till near the end, but so many different things. But I just want to remind you, and I want you to remind a sister, you're not forgotten. You are not late. There's no generic timeline that we all have to follow. And God is not going to follow it. He's going to do what's best for each one of us. Because you are becoming on purpose. Thank you. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, if that resonated with you. And I will see you tomorrow. Let's be single on purpose.